come from all ages, races, ethnicities, social, economic, physical, and psychological backgrounds. As a result of this diversity, social workers are involved in the stories of individuals and communities at all levels of society, from powerful decision makers in government and the most affluent towns to the most marginalized clients and communities with whom other professions refuse to work, or worse, cast aside. Because of the unique perspective of the profession and its core values of equality, justice, and service, social work and social workers have a responsibility to fight for the most neglected, the disregarded, for those whom society would prefer to remain obscured in the periphery of its gaze. We cannot cease to fight for justice. It is all of us who lose each time a fellow human being is stripped of the opportunity to reach his or her full potential and to share their gifts with the world. We must embrace this responsibility. We must use the strength of our collective voices to not only call for change, but to demand it. On my trip to Puerto Rico through the School of Social Work, I came to know an organization called Plaza Corazon that represents to me the necessary fusion of clinical and macro social work. The staff met clients, homeless injection drug users, on the streets to provide food, an ear to listen, and information about services offered by the organization. Once many of the clients established relationships with staff at Plaza Corazon, they began building self-efficacy and confidence. At that point, the organization's programming brought many of the clients back as volunteers to help support other participants who were still homeless and struggling to battle their addiction. It was an inspiration to see. The same people who were once on the streets now volunteered their time helping others get off of them. As social workers, we must be united as clinicians and macro practitioners. A division exists between these two important segments of the profession, both in the field and in our training. In order to better serve our clients and communities and create the change we seek, we must bridge this divide. As a profession of great depth and breadth, clinicians and their macro counterparts, clinicians and their macro counterparts bring valuable skills and specialized skills to the field. When used in tandem, these skills can be transformative in the lives and stories of individuals and communities. Like musicians, the individual roles of social workers contribute important perspectives and strengths to the work, but only when the individuals work in concert and support the strengths of one another can they approach the collective power and harmony of a symphony. Let the values and beliefs that led us to become social workers, equality, justice, and a profound love of people, serve as a unifying melody in our pursuit of a better profession and a better life for our clients and communities. I supported the family as best I could while their 13-year-old son fought cancer, helping them access resources, providing information, and offering a space to talk about their experience and unload the weight of their burden. Now I spent the next 6 hours with them as they said goodbye to their son, shared stories of his life, celebrated the joy he had brought to them, and struggled to comprehend their loss. I laughed and cried with the family and stood beside them as they faced the incredibly painful task of letting go. In the midst of such sadness, there are moments of great tenderness and beauty that will stay with me always. The way the parents gently tended to their son, a doctor's hand on the mother's shoulder, brothers embracing in prayer. The people we meet in our work will often say that they had no choice, that they did nothing exceptional by simply living and dealing with the trauma and misfortune that befell them. But as social workers, we know better. We are witnesses to the awesome beauty of their survival. The stories we have as social workers reflect the diversity of our profession and the clients and communities that we serve. These stories are powerful reminders of the need for and value of our work, and the perspectives they represent must be shared with others in an effort to create meaningful change in our society. Let the chorus of our voices, social workers and clients alike, cascade through every corner of society, and wear smooth the sharp edges of injustice and shattered dreams. As we prepare to write a new chapter in our own stories, look around the room tonight and see the faces of those who have come to share in this celebration. Look at the familiar faces of family and friends and those not so familiar. See the stories. They are the stories of love and loss, struggle and resilience, victory and defeat, disenfranchisement and hope. Our class narrative has brought us all now to this place, to this conclusion, and to this beginning. Change begins with one voice. It begins with one story. Let it begin now.